My name is Rachel Bobjack, and for my TED Talk, I have chosen to talk about technology and how it is affecting modern day relationships. So, I'm currently a full time college student at UTSA. Along with most of you, I spend an ample amount of time on my phone, texting, browsing through social media, and yes, I have tried the dating apps. However, I learned in one of my sociology classes recently that people used to keep relationships very private and even secretive at times. This seems almost taboo now, since some people take it as an insult when you don't post your significant other on social media, which led myself to a question. Is technology ruining relationships? The first instance I'm going to dive into is the public and familial aspect and how it puts more pressure and influence on relationships. And this is based on three things: family approval, how opinions influence future relationships, and how, in the positive case, in domestic abuse situations, it can actually help. So, your friends and family's approval of the person can cause a great deal of influence on the relationship and its success rate. When I was younger and I would bring home a new prospect or a boy I liked, my mom would look at me and say, "Yeah, no, he's not the one. No, not that one." And now that I'm older, I understand why. However, I think it causes a bit of a glitch in our brain regarding our ability to judge future relationships as we grow up. Because we focus so much attention to other people's opinions, we cause ourselves to be influenced by people looking in from the outside and judge the relationship based on posts or your online image that you create, which may not always be reality. So, this then causes tension in your relationship and causes problems with connecting. Next, you have how opinions can influence your future relationships. So, we become so dependent on others' opinions of our relationship and what is considered right for us. We disregard how we truly feel and we turn to others to assess the relationship instead of looking at it with our own eyes and feelings and assessing from our own point of view: do I like this person? Or am I with this person because people think I should be with them? And then, your friends and family's approval is important to the relationship success, but it shouldn't be the determining factor in being with someone. If you always listen to other people's opinions, you might miss out on someone that you would actually be a really good fit with. However, when you look at domestic violence or domestic abuse and social media, it can be a good thing. Domestic abuse situations are tricky and it's hard to catch, but with people being much more open online, especially about their private lives and their relationships, it's easier for friends and family to catch the signs. While what you post online is almost always in a positive light, social media and technology does give domestic violence victims an outlet to reach out and help. Next comes dating apps, everybody's favorite topic of 2021 as we've all been stuck in quarantine. But a recent study said that as of January 31st, 2021, the dating application Tinder actually generated the largest in-app purchase revenue in the past month, amounting to nearly 65 million US dollars. Bumble ranks second with close to 19 million, followed by Hinge and Badoo dating apps. So, what is the problem with this then? So, what is the big deal with dating apps? The problem is it allows endless access to other options, dating app stigmas, and lack of in-person interaction. So, first, let's look at the access to other options. The vast amount of options you can have online now is crazy, and it causes problems in modern day relationships. I think it's funny when you tell your friends, because this has happened to me, you met someone new, and they automatically assume you met them online, like, oh, you must be on Tinder. People would be shocked if you told them you got someone's number in person. Like you met at the grocery store and you hit it off and you got their number. Like, people do that still. But because you have these endless options, it makes it harder to create a long-lasting, committed relationship when, as the first problem arises, you can, leave, dip out, swipe right on somebody new, and start all over. So, a psychologist, Barry Schwartz, actually stated that too much choice can make us question ourselves, feel dissatisfied, and have unrealistic expectations. Then you have dating app stigmas. Dating apps have evolved since Match.com, believe it or not, and have been lost in translation. While they were once a way to find a serious, committed relationship, they have now been turned into a way to have, unfortunately, casual fun. Entering a platform with that stigma makes it harder to form a serious relationship, let alone one where both people are in it for the right reasons. And then finally, you have the lack of in-person interaction. Obviously, the problem with online dating is that the connection is formed based on looks and the way you feel towards the person on the screen. Matching is based on physical characteristics and the sort of idea we create in our heads of the person. Then, when you meet in person, they're nothing like the person you envisioned. Then you're disappointed and ponder moving on to the next person to repeat the process all over again. Because we have so many options of communication nowadays, from messaging to video chat, some people meet online and go months and sometimes years without meeting in person. Then, when you do meet, the chance of being catfished or not even having a connection in real life becomes real. Finally, we have the issue of social media, which is overtaking the experience of in-person interaction and turning it into a selfie moment to share with your followers. The problems in relationships with social media include catfishing and ghosting, common infidelity problems, and lack of quality time. First, let's address the issue of catfishing. So, you get a new friend request on Instagram. Initially, the person seems attractive, charming, and like an overall great catch. Then, you finally get their number and video chat, and ta-da! You've been catfished. The person who you spent all this time connecting with isn't even who you thought, and the relationship is already based on a lie. Then we face the problem of ghosting, which does not really relate just to social media, but also to texting and technology in general. So the days of going to somebody's house to end it are over. Now, when someone suddenly loses interest, they simply never talk to you again. And you're left with a million questions, a negative self-esteem, and you bring that with you into your next relationship. Then we have infidelity. Social media infidelity, also known as micro-cheating, is the cause of so many failed relationships. Some couples fight over their significant other liking someone else's picture or having too many of the opposite sex followers. Because people are constantly posting all kinds of pictures and videos, the temptation to jump into their DMs and have a friendly conversation is much too easy. Trust issues arise, and you feel the need to look for their phone to see what they're doing, creating distrust, anxiety, and tension in the relationship. Now, I want to ask you something. How many of you have been on a date with your boyfriend, husband, or even a first date, and you're sitting at the dinner table, you have casual conversation, and then the silence gets awkward, and you both pull out your phones and get on social media? What was meant to be an experience of quality time and bonding is now browsing through your followers' pictures. Because we have become so dependent on keeping up to date on social media and what's going on, we've lost sight of how to properly communicate with the people right in front of us. What happened to the romance? The awkward eye contact at the table with no escape, enjoying the moment without a photo op, meeting someone at the grocery store and exchanging numbers? We as a society have lost the physical connection that is so essential to establishing and maintaining a healthy relationship. So as you go about your day, I want you to make an effort to regain that in-person connection. Step out of the metaphorical, technological box and make a connection with someone in person today. Go to dinner with your significant other. Leave your phone in the car. Make an effort to be present and enjoy the moment. Thank you so much.